Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tuesday, May 27, 2008 meeting of the joint meeting of the Glendale City Council and Glendale Redevelopment Agency. Mr. City Clerk, if you could call the roll, please.
Council members Najarian.
Here.
Quintero.
Here.
Weaver.
Here.
Yusefian.
Here.
Mayor Draymond.
Here.
For the agency.
Agency members Draymond.
Here.
Quintero.
Here.
Weaver.
Here.
Yusefian.
Here.
Chairman Najarian.
Here. Okay. Let us hear the report, please, or the
Agenda for the May 27, 2008 joint public meeting of the Glendale City Council and the Glendale Redevelopment Agency was posted on Thursday, May 22, 2008 on the bulletin board outside City Hall. The item on the agenda today is Director of Public Works and Director of Development Services regarding Flower Street extension between San Fernando Road and Airway. 1A is council motion finding the Sully Miller Contracting Company as the lowest responsible bidder, accepting their bid for the amount of $2,214,171.10 plus $336,125.66 reserved for additional contract expenses and rejecting all other bids. That 1B is council motion authorizing an increase in the contingency amount for the contract with DMJM Harris, Inc. by $101,000 for the professional service agreement to cover additional work for a roadway design of a Flower Street and San Fernando Road project. At 1C is an agency resolution appropriating $500,000 to provide funds for the project.
Okay, thank you. Let us go to our Director of Development Services, Phil Lanzafame, who is going to undoubtedly kick it over to
General Bagdanian.
We need a report?
Let me just ask my colleagues to what degree we...
It's just the award.
Yeah, we...
I just basically have one question.
Right.
Is this road the one that goes over the railway, or it's the one that goes to the Pelanconi?
This is the one that we're actually going to, this is the Flower Street crossing that is going over the railroad railroad.
So this is the one that goes into the
right.
at grade. This is the at grade crossing, not the one that's going over.
That is not the flyer.
Okay.
And Mr. Mayor, we should note, very good bids. It's everything you want in a project like this at a time that, in fact, even the highest bid was 10% below the engineer's estimate.
Okay, Mr. Weaver.
I'd like to move 1A and B.
Second. Do I have any other input? Okay. Mr. Yes, Mr. Houston.
I understand that this item, basically, two of you didn't vote for it last time.
That's correct.
Okay. I voted for it last time on the assertion that San Fernando Corridor's landscaping is going to move forward. The day that I talked to Mr. Starbird, and Mr. Starbird made all kinds of calls, they got papers signed, and you should have seen the number of people who were working on San Fernando on that place was unbelievable. There must have been at least 30 people working there. Since that day that I took a vote, with the exception of the time that they were out there jackhammering the posts out of there, I haven't seen anyone there. And Metrolink is dragging their feet again. I don't know what's going on, but, I'm getting to a point that I may have to hold this thing hostage until we get some of that landscaping.
No, Mr. Mayor, Mr.
Had a report today.
Yes, Mr. City
I know,
Manager.
I saw the report. We got the report today at 12:30, handed to me.
Let me, that was 2:30, by the way, as we came in.
2:30, that's right, 2:30.
And because I asked for it this morning in anticipation you'd have concerns about it, it is not Metrolink that's holding the project up. And indeed, they gave us what we needed, which was a right of entry. It is about the utilities.
Yes.
It is the utilities that are in that right of way, especially the fiber utilities. This outlines the hoops we've been jumping through to get their cooperation so we could actually move forward with this. They continue to be a big pain in our backside. But it is not Metrolink. It's not their fault. They have given us what we wanted, but now we have to continue to wrestle with the fiber folks.
Is that the technical term?
Yes, pain in the butt. That is a technical term.
All right. Just want to make
Mr. Mayor and Councilmember Yusefian, just to add to that, I'm not asking anybody for permission. Our permission's been granted, but I can't in good conscience go out and start to install something where I could breach a petroleum line or a fiber optic. So we've taken some precautions to try to get the alignment, which nobody knows, including the owners of the facility themselves, do not even know what the alignment of it is. So we've had to recreate that alignment. We've had to hand dig, hand pothole to find the depth. So we finally have a pretty good handle on where that is. We're from that point, we can begin to make some progress. But just trying
Your
to find-
report says you've done all of that.
That's done. So now we're waiting for our contractor to give us estimates.
And some places you're at 10 feet, some places you're at 7 feet.
Correct.
Okay. And
Correct.
I couldn't figure out the 7 feet because I looked at those two drawings and I don't understand why it can't be at 10, but that's besides the point. But my frustration is I ran into 4 or 5 people yesterday at the memorial service, and their question from me was, do we get to see anything planted out there before we die? I didn't know what to say.
I'm not sure that Mr. Zern can answer that question. However,
But it could.
I think we get the point. Mr. City Manager.
I just want to say, it's not for lack of trying, Mr. Yusefian, it really isn't. We have been working very hard to get past these obstacles so we can begin planting something so you can see the effect out there. And yes, the likelihood is, unless something happens in the next few weeks or so, you'll probably get to see something before your day's end.
Because we're not through the day yet.
We're not through the day yet, that's true.
All right. Councilmember Najarian.
I hate to tie those two issues together. At the end of the day, you have to vote your conscience, Mr. Yusefian, but this is a crossing that really is not directly related to the landscaping issue. And, you know, this crossing has gone many miles and spent many man hours and woman hours through the PUC, through Metrolink, through MTA trying to get it through. So don't direct your anger at the crossing issue because the cable companies are, guarding their cable lines.
But they're connected. I hate to tell you this, but they're connected. We made promises to the people in Pelancone area. We made promises to people on San Fernando. We made promises to Northwest Glendale area residents that we were going to do this. We drew all kinds of drawings. We told them how wonderful it was going to be. And after all that was done, we ended up where we have. It's been extremely frustrating, especially to me. It should be to you, too, because you were on the San Fernando corridor rezoning group, and you saw all those drawings. I mean, it's been over 12 years, for God's sake. By now, if I had just put a seed there, it would have been a huge tree and given me fruit. So, I've said my piece, so.
All right. Is there any other discussion before we?
Except if we don't do this, we're not going to see the day where we can get an estimate or a low bid 27% below the engineer's estimate. That's unheard of today. We ought to grab it. It is a state-of-the-art. We worked on, clear up the line through the state, but we're setting the trend again for at-grade crossings. Every new technology we know of has been put into this. So it seems like something, we can't turn it down. That's just my opinion.
Well, I'm gonna hold Mr. Starbird's feet to even more fire. I'll vote for this, but if those plans don't happen, you and me are digging holes.
I'll meet you out there with our hole diggers.
Sounds good.
All right. All right. If there's nothing else, we do have a motion and a second. Now we have 2 council motions and 1 agency
I
resolution.
moved A and B.
Okay, so Mr. Weaver moved A and B, and we did have a second, I assume. Okay. All right. Mr. City Clerk, if you would, please.
Council members Najarian,
Yes.
Quintero,
No.
Weaver,
Aye.
Yusefian,
Aye.
Mayor Draymond.
No.
And we have a motion
Mr.
for
Attorney, 1C.
Second.
any discussion. Roll call, please.
Agency members Draymond,
No.
Quintero,
No.
Weaver,
Aye.
Yusefian,
Aye.
Chairman Najarian.
Yes.
Move to adjourn for city council.
So moved.
No.
Adjourn for agency.
Second.
Agencies adjourned.
Okay. This joint meeting is adjourned.